From Brainwave to Business, how to turn your brilliant idea into a successful startup. As read by me, Celia Gates, author, inventor and creative entrepreneur. This book comes to you with special thanks to the matriarchs, mentors and mates who've made me who I am and made it possible for me to share this information with you. My grandmother and inspiration, my long-suffering parents, Rosemary and John Gates, thanks so much for enduring my exploits with such encouragement and support, of having the foresight to provide me with a valuable and balanced education. The International School of Milan, St Felix School in Southwold, Loughborough University, Cardell Media and the Glaser Kennedy Institute. Kane Kramer, the chairman of the British Inventors Society and organiser of the British Invention Show, whose crash course in business by action provided me with the platform from which to make progress. Bola Olabisi and the Gwyn Network, whose support, encouragement, friendship and passion empower me to pursue my dreams. Annabelle, my wonderful sister, who inspires me endlessly with her exploits of endurance, running coast to coast in 6 days and cycling from Land's End to John O'Groats in 3 days. My plethora of precious and lifelong friends for loving me as I am. Thank you. If you're looking to understand how a good idea can become a profitable business, then this book will help you get off to a great start. Every successful entrepreneur takes a different path to market. Some license their innovations for others to sell. Some sell their products to distributors. Still others work to develop a first-person relationship with the customers that they serve. There's no one path to market for new ideas because there is no one definition of success. That means to be successful you must build your own path, and the best way to do that is seeing the roads that others have taken. If I had read this book first, I would have saved myself at least £94,000 in costly mistakes. The snow twinkled in the sun with a teasing wink, challenging and encouraging me to break its pure, untampered surface. A few leaves had fallen with the night winds, and the evidence of the slow nocturnal movement of winter animals showed traces of life, but otherwise that brilliant blank canvas was untouched. Making my own mark on it was just all too tempting. Sure, there were risks. The snow had fallen in a driving wind. Earlier that winter it had been exceptionally warm. A layer of snow had thawed, refrozen, and now lay beneath the surface of this 40 centimetres of recent fall. Avalanches were an issue. How big an issue? We'd need to test it in order to find out. I've always been a passionate skier, and it's with this mindset with which I approach most things I do. I dip my toe in, I use my head, and I go for it. When I go for it, I jump in and I commit. I've never been adverse to risk, but I do calculate the odds. It's necessary if you truly intend to survive and thrive from your new challenge. It's not always great fun. Sometimes it's bloody hard work. If you've ever had a brilliant brainwave, then you'll know exactly what I mean. It feels like a vision. There's a sense of awe and amazement at the prospect and extent to which you and others could prosper. It's a life-changing moment that provides you with a real sense of positive purpose. The more you think about your idea, the more it bores deeper into your head. The more you try to put it into your mind, and the more brilliant it becomes. It gives you a rush of excitement and keeps you awake into the small hours of the night. You simply can't stop this wave from reverberating around your brain, and you know that you're on to a winner. But the question is, what on earth do you do with your brainwave? It's with this question in mind that I've written this book, which I now read to you. And the answer is, basically you've got to turn your brilliant idea into a brilliant business. This is the book I wanted to read when I first had my idea for the concept of clever cookware. Bend the pan, not the man, I said to myself, and it all seemed so screamingly obvious. But the question remained, what on earth was I supposed to do next? I searched for a book like this, but it didn't appear to exist, so I searched online and discovered mixed views I didn't always trust. I spoke to specialist advisors, who often seemed to have less experience than me. I got stuck in and I learnt from my mistakes instead. Now I hope to have turned this knowledge and experience into a useful tool for you. The advice and guidance I offer is cheap at the price. It's cost me over $94,000 in expensive errors in order to acquire. I hope you save yourself such pitfalls and the time it takes to fall into them by providing you with an overview and understanding of how best to turn your burning brainwave into a brilliant business. But I must also warn you in advance, this book is not for the faint-hearted. It comes from the trenches and I hold back no punches in the news I deliver. Not that long ago, I was a skier living in the French Alps. Prior to that, I studied industrial design at Loughborough University, and somewhere in between, I had a couple of design jobs, in both of which I was relatively miserable. My mother will tell you that as a child, I set my heart on becoming a designer. When I was 10, I would have told you that I was going to be a woodcarver when I grew up, but that was before discovering craft design and technology. And from that point on, I was hooked. At the age of 12, I declared I was going to design non-electrical cooking equipment when I grew up, and stubborn to the core, that's exactly what I've done. My father was working in Milan at the time I was born, and so I grew up influenced by the culture of the Italian people who prided themselves on cooking good food and the convivial sharing of both. I was also fortunate enough as a child to visit the Alessi factory, a design-led and fun-friendly producer of exquisite houseware products, and I remember being fascinated by the speed and action, the colour and scale, the enchanted flow of mass production. Yes, I was hooked. Then I embarked on my career as a designer. I was fully prepared to take over the world, that is. How was I going to do that? Well, let's just say I didn't have a clue. I had a vision instead. And having had that light bulb moment whilst sitting in my grandmother's kitchen as she prepared lunch, well, I look back now almost with envy at the blind confidence with which I proclaimed my personal mission. Oh, if only I had known then what I do now. I'd have saved so much time and even more money. How very much easier and safer my initial investment would have been if only I'd known what to do. I don't want to make the same mistakes, so I basically don't want you to make them either. Please use this guide to reduce your own risks. It really is much safer and easier to turn your brainwave into a successful business when you take the time to acquire the necessary skills and knowledge and properly plan your journey. Making life safer and easier has also been a mission in the world of cookware. I introduced a product that makes cooking safer and easier for everyone by saving you time and energy in the kitchen, thereby achieving a personal goal. In doing so, I've come to realise many things. Even greater problems seem to be continually presenting themselves. It's now more necessary than ever for us all to begin to accept individual responsibility to improve the world in which we live. People like you and me, that is. People who I assume to be driven to make a positive difference, committed to helping themselves rather than relying on others, dedicated even to helping others to improve their own situations. Well, we need to stand up and take action. My intentions here are to empower you to take action to turn your brainwave into a brilliant business. I intend to help you achieve your goals by providing you with the skills and the foresight that you need to start your business positively and purposefully. I also hope to share some of the horrors and hazards with which you may encounter so that you can avoid these. I'm not ashamed of the mistakes I've made. They've taught me swift and valuable lessons. But experience is not the only way to acquire knowledge, especially when knowing something in advance could save you thousands of pounds. This is your how-to guide, how to turn your brilliant brainwave into a simply brilliant business. I live and breathe the business of innovation and entrepreneurship. It's challenging and it's immensely rewarding. Bringing your ideas to market or turning your brainwave into a brilliant business is also your personal journey. The better equipped and prepared you can be, the more skills you can acquire quickly, and the more likely you are to succeed and truly enjoy the ride. As you listen to this innovative business startup guide, you'll be presented with various options which you can explore further by simply turning to the appropriate chapter. This book has been set out like a series of stepping stones, and each chapter's there for you to read and listen to. You may find guidance from this, and this will help you to propel your progress. The information is not necessarily conclusive. It's provided to widen your horizons and prospects. Seek as much advice as you need. Keep your own counsel and draw your own conclusions, but above all, believe in your potential as you set out in pursuit of your dreams. Take action and work relentlessly to continually optimize your results. Above all, enjoy your progress. This is about your adventure. If it's well planned out, then it's going to be fun and it's going to be profitable too. Enjoy, and do please let me know how you're getting on. My story and how it all panned out for me. Pans, well, who would have thought that they would take over my life? According to my mum, I did. Seemingly I announced to her at the tender age of 12 that I was going to grow up to design non-electrical kitchen equipment. I've always had an entrepreneurial character and began an early career in the daffodil. Please choose which chapter you would like to listen to next. Each of these chapters cost $1.99 to download and come with some complimentary bonus material. To listen to the entire audio book, which is available for only $19 today, then just choose the link below and get going right away.